Happy holidays. You're looking live at the Minnesota-made Ice Center in Edina, Minnesota for the opening game of the Tradition Invitational Tournament hosted by the Edina Hockey Association. This first game featuring the visitors from Chaska-Chanhassen. Chaska-Chanhassen Gold wearing their road Chanhassen-themed blue and gold jerseys, taking on the home team from Edina. Edina Whites in their home whites with Kelly green and yellow accents. These two teams met, about a week ago. A 5-4 win for the Hornets. Come from behind. Chaska-Chanhassen trailed 2-0 and 3-1, and then took a 4-3 lead, only to see Edina, with a little bit of help from the officials, storm back and win 5-4. They had a 5-on-3 power play late in the game, and that ended up being the difference. Stormhawks playing a couple players short of a full lineup, which is kind of a theme for this season. Matthew Tyler out for several weeks longer with a lower body injury, and Josh Lund is out today, I assume out of town for the holidays. It's hopefully the only game at Minnesota-made. The other two pool play games will take place at Braemar Arena, both at 11:40 on Wednesday and Thursday. Starting in net, as always, for the Stormhawks will be Nathan Brandt. We'll see who our skaters are to start the game. Looks like it'll be Kieran Kurt at center, Holden Palmquist at right, or maybe at left. Nope, Holden Palmquist at right, and Tyler Hromatka at left. And we have Drew Lindell and Quinn Johnson, your defense. Face off one by the Hornets. Go D to D, almost picked off by Palmquist. Tipped into the Stormhawk zone to Lindell. Hard off the wall, but not out. And dumped in deep. Lindell will chase into the near corner. Hard to see, I'm sure, for those viewing at home. Also, internet doesn't seem to be great, so viewer beware. There's a flip out of the zone. They were working on that last night in practice. Kind of a new breakout that they're trying is trying to flip the puck out to neutral ice and having the high forward go chase it. Kind of a stretch pass. Here is Hromatka. He's dumped in the neutral zone, taken off the stick by Kurt, and then put back in. It's Lindell, hard off the wall and down in front of the Edina bench. Turned over to Spalding. Spalding in, has it taken off of his stick. Bounces to Palmquist. He tries to backhand it to Spalding. Now he's still fighting for it. Pushed up the wall off of Spalding's skate, and out come the Hornets through the neutral zone, cross the red line into Stormhawk territory. Long shot going wide on the blocker side, comes all the way out for Hokanen to tip it for Spalding to chase down. Spalding, going in one-on-one, and he overskated the puck there. And already the Edina parents are complaining, as they are wont to do. Complaining about an offsides that really was not that big of a deal. Spalding dumps it down for Hokanen. Hokanen bodies Hornet off, leaving it for Olson. Olson turns around to in front. One-timer comes all the way out to Bigglebach. Long shot, tip going wide. Hokanen tried to feed Spalding up front. Couldn't get it to him. Spalding, again, one-time shot save off the glove. And first good chance of the game coming for the Stormhawks. Off the stick of Spalding. A couple of nice plays from Hokanen to Spalding, feeding him out front. That has been a successful play for this team all season long. Face-off won by the Stormhawks to Johnson, but it just outside the blue line. He tips it in. We'll have a face-off in front of the Edina bench. This is Wiseman. That face-off is won by the Hornets. Down the right side. Shot goes on to Brandt. He kicks it away, then is pushed out by Perry. Perry being hooked from behind, no call coming. Perry, good chase, breaking up the icing. And it comes to Wiseman. Wiseman pushed hard off the puck into the far corner. Stopped by Perry along the half wall, leads for Wiseman. Wiseman gets around in deep now behind the net. Chased by Azanoff. And Edina will break out, but hands it right over to Lindell. Lindell will go cross ice off the wall, and Perry was going for a change, so Edina will with a chance to skate on the attack. Turned over to Palmquist. Palmquist leaves for Lindell. Didn't get him enough on the pass, and that means Hornets get control. It's pushed all the way around the wall. It'll be Hromatka to chase, but that's cut off by the Edina defenseman. Now it's flipped out to neutralize. Palmquist tried to stick handle around one, pushed ahead by Hromatka. Down the left side, Edina with it in their own zone. Behind the netminder, turn it over to Kurt. Kurt skates down the right side and down deep. Thought about coming in front. Pushes up to Girding. Girding's long shot tipped in front to Palmquist. Palmquist backhand shot right on, save. And eventually it's frozen by the netminder. And the Stormhawks were the two best chances of the game so far. 0-0 with 12:02 to go in the opening period. This face-off won by the Stormhawks, but cleared all the way down. It'll be Girding first on it. Girding up the wall, that's cut off, but it bounces to Kurt. Kurt's going to skate it up the right side with Hromatka on his left. Kurt down the right side, push into the wall, fights through a check, getting on the puck himself again. And a penalty coming against the Hornets. And it looks like we'll have an elbowing call or a roughing call or a high stick call as Kurt took one up high as he was battling through a check on the half wall. So first power play of the game coming with, it's hard for me to see the clock, 11:41 in the opening period. Scoreless, we sit for now. Face off, a true draw, eventually controlled by Edina. And they fight through Olson. And it bounces over to Hokanen. Hokanen in, drops for Olson. Olson's shot taken off his stick before he can get it off. And the Hornets will go on this shorthand attack off a skate. Will bounce to Spalding. Spalding in the neutral zone now into Hornet territory, taking off his stick. Couple of turnovers right inside the blue line or in Hornet territory, and that not the best recipe for a power play. There's Olson. Olson fighting through a forechecker. Off the end wall, it's to Girding. Girding around the official, up to Spalding. Spalding on dangerous stick handling at the blue line, and that's turned over to the Hornets. They flip it in. It'll be Girding. Girding will dump it for Olson. Olson up to Bigglebach. Bigglebach from his defensive position. Cuts to the middle. Long shot into the D in Edina on the goaltender's jersey. Here we get a face-off. And the heat is on at Minnesota Made Ice Center, which is a welcome addition. Face-off one, it'll be Perry along the half wall. Shot, ooh, tip, just off the toe, saved by the Edina netminder. And out they come. Long shot blocked by Johnson and out of play. More you. .46 seconds left to go on the Chaska-Chanhassen power play. This face-off one over to Azanoff. Azanoff drops for Johnson. Johnson mishandled it for a second, tried to reverse with it, lost the control. Now it's pushed out to the blue line, kept in, pushed out by Perry. He lost handle, and Edina back on the attack. Short-handed, trying to get around Johnson. Inadvertent trip coming there, kind of a soft call, but I suppose the right one. So we'll skate 4-on-4 for 26 seconds as Quinn Johnson will go for tripping. And about 10:07 left to go in the first period. We'll skate 4-on-4, and then Edina will get a abbreviated power play, about a minute and a half. Face off the wall to Azanoff. Flipped out. Some tight quarters here, so as people walk by, we kind of get bumped. There's a turnover pass. Tried to feed Kurt as Girding's pass is intercepted. Now Bigglebach in his own zone, getting around one forechecker. Gives it to Hromatka. He's cut off. Edina's shot blocked by Girding. Pass to the slot. It's in the skates. It's going to slide all the way out to neutral ice. And Edina will have to regroup now on the power play. Into the zone come the Hornets. Pass in front. Doesn't connect. It goes behind Brandt. Turnaround shot off the side of the net, off the post. Now pushed up the wall. Bouncing puck comes to the top of the circle. Now in the left circle. Go to the right point. Long shot blocked. Comes to Kurt. He'll flip it out to safety. Edina back on the attack. Stepping around a Kurt check. Pass to the top of the slot. Shot deflected, goes to the near side. Now pushed down in the near corner to the top of the circle. Shot saved by Brandt through some traffic. He got a shoulder on it, I think. And this power play working well for the Hornets as it's been in the Stormhawk zone the whole time. There's a shot off the side of the net. Now to the far corner. Up to the point. Stick handles around Kurt. Give and go. Shot saved by Brandt. Picks up the rebound. Gets a whistle, and penalty killers need to get off the ice. They've been out there for the whole power play. 29 seconds to go on the power play. It will be Palmquist on the faceoff. He's got Olson with him. And Hokkanen. So we have 3 forwards and 1 defenseman. Looks like I think it's Lindell. Face-off won by the Hornets up to the left point. Now to the top of the left circle in front. And that's turned over and fed all the way down by Hokkanen. No, by Olson. And we'll have a face-off back in the Stormhawk zone. With 18 seconds left to go on the Quinn Johnson tripping minor. This face-off controlled by Edina into the corner, and pushed up the wall to the point. Pursued by Olson. 3 Stormhawks on one side of the ice. Could have been dangerous if that puck got to the other. Now it does get to the far side. Pass in front. Looking for a tip. It comes all the way through to the near wall. Then it's tipped out by Olson. And we're skating 5-on-5 again. Both teams 0 for 1 on the power play to start this game. Fighting through a Palmquist check, leaves it for, I think that's Lindell. Lindell feeds it all the way down, and that should be an icing as those penalty killers were out there for a little bit. 5-on-5 with 7:49 to go in the opening period. 0-0 is the score. This will be Spalding on the faceoff for Chaska Chanhassen. Face-off won by the Hornets. Push up to the point. Dumped in deep. It'll be Girding first on the puck. Skates behind Brandt. Bothered by a couple of Hornets up the wall. It's going to go all the way down. They wave icing as an Edina player touched it or could have touched it. In the end wall. Hokkanen leaves it for Olson. Olson almost had Spalding in front. Olson now down to Hokkanen. This is the out in front. Oh, just missed. Spalding comes out to Bigglebox. Shot. Doesn't make it through. Backhand shot going wide. Now it's Hokkanen on the loose puck. Try to feed it in front. That's off an Edina player. Comes up the near wall. Picked up by Spalding. Spalding tried to feed it down lower. He loses it to Bigglebox. Bigglebox will dump it in. And the forecheck will continue. As 1 forward, Olson goes for a change. Here's Spalding. Spalding tried to tip it in front. Turned away by the Hornets. Good forecheck there by Azanoff, not allowing Edina a clear breakout. And then the forecheck didn't materialize, and a long cross-ice pass for the Hornets. Nice little spinorama move, but bothered by several Hornets, and a hooking there against number 9. They're not called. He had his stick well up into the midsection of Hokkanen. Shot blocked by Spalding and Girding. Girding off the wall. Can't get it to Bigglebox. Edina with it up to the point. Long shot blocked by Hokkanen. Stormhawks doing a great job of fronting pucks and blocking shots keeping shots from the perimeter. Edina cuts to the middle into the slot. That shot is blocked as well. Now up to the point. Long shot tipped away by Girding. Edina first on it. Girding will dig for it up the half wall. I think that's Azanoff down there. I can't see. Comes to the right circle. Shot into the glove of Brandt. 5:59 to go in the opening period. 0-0 is the score. Chaska Chanhassen, or Edina may lead in shots, but I'd say scoring chances are a little bit more in favor of Chaska Chanhassen. They've had 2 grade A scoring chances. Edina with the puck high slot will dump it down to the far side. Parry off the glass and down. Should be icing. And it will be. My junior statistician standing next to me is bouncing on the bleachers, and so that might be why you see the camera bouncing from time to time. Edina wins a faceoff up to the point, bothered by Perry. I think anybody falls down, and Edina parents lose their minds. Turnaround shot right on, and Brandt cuts it off for an easy save. And Stormhawk coaches don't like what they see, and they're going to get a change of the forward line. It'll be Palmquist, Kurt, and Hromatka. Face-off won by the Hornets. Slap shot going wide. Now it's Edina with control. Dumps it behind, out in front. Turnaround shot, backhand shot right on. Stopped by Brandt. Face-off won cleanly by Kurt over to Lindell. Lindell will ring it around for Hromatka. Hromatka, long stretch pass to the Hornets, unfortunately, and it's dumped back in to Johnson. Johnson quickly turns it out around. Now it's Hromatka with it up the near side. Hromatka down the left side, fights through a check, gets a puck in deep, and it'll be Kurt chasing with Palmquist. It's rimmed around, and Edina will skate out as they got around any of the four-checkered forwards. Now back on the attack. Shot high over the blocker to Palmquist. Palmquist leaves for Bigglebach. Bigglebach off the wall, but cut off by the Hornets. They keep it in. Bigglebach again, pushed up the wall. That's cut off. Looking for a pass out in front. Now it's up to the left point. Thrown through the slot to the near side. And a good stick there by Hromatka. And there's a stretch pass to Palmquist. Palmquist down the left side. Palmquist in. He shoots. Looking to go 5-hole. And that's cut off. And he puts his heads on his hands in frustration, as I don't think he got shot that where he wanted to. Nice heads-up play there by, I think it was Girding, had his head up and saw Palmquist essentially alone down the left side and fed him on a long stretch pass. Off the side of the net, it's in! Olson with a shot from goal line extended, went, I think, off the side of the net, then hit the goaltender and into the net, and it's 1-0 Stormhawks with 4:17 to go in the opening period. Dylon Olson with, I believe, will be an unassisted goal. Perhaps an assist goes to Spalding. That's Olson's 8th of the season. Shot. That was, in some ways, a payback for the first goal that the Hornets had in their last meeting, as they got a wacky bounce in their first goal. So I guess there's karma paying a visit. It's a clearing attempt, intercepted. Kick save by Brandt up to the left circle. Shot going high into the netting, and should have a face-off outside the zone. So Stormhawks playing with 9 forwards and 4 defensemen. 2 defensemen are out in this game. Matthew Tyler out with an injury, and Josh Lund out with, I assume, a holiday vacation or trip away from Minnesota, or at least from the cities. They battle in the corner, presumably. I can't really see down there. 3.5 minutes to go. Here's a shot. Again, another good block by Bigglebach. Now it's Perry up the wall, kept in, chased by Weisenen, and a good play to get around the defenders. Now it's pushed up to the point. Nice hand-eye to keep that one in as that puck was in the air. Bouncing puck to the high slot, picked up by Perry. Perry gets it around. They wave icing. They say he gained the red line. Now it's pushed off the near wall. Kicked away by Johnson, flipped ahead by Azanoff. And they're doing something down here on the near side. Can't really see it. Bouncing puck comes to Perry. Leaves for Johnson. Johnson's shot is deflected, goes to Perry. He's bothered by several Hornets. Perry still fighting through a check, almost getting back on it. Edina on the attack, 2-on-4. Shot deflected, nearly came to the weak side Hornet. Instead, it's kicked away. Now it's Kurt with the puck. Kurt in. Tries a stick handle around. That's taken away, and out come the Hornets. One-on-one now. Falls down as it gets to the blue line. Stick handles around Johnson. Bothered from behind by Lindell. Nice hustle by Lindell to get back in the play and to break up any scoring chance for the Hornets. Now Palmquist in his own zone. He'll reverse. Try to feed up the wall and cut off by Edina, or hit something on its way to Kurt. Kurt throwing a check in the far corner. Puck comes to Lindell, pushes up the wall, but not out. Kurt kicks at it, bounces to Hromatka. Hromatka tried to get it ahead, and couldn't get anything on it. Edina's shot going wide with 1:50 to go in the opening period. Stormhawks lead 1-0. Pass in front, comes all the way out to the point. Long shot saved by Brandt. Bounces out to Palmquist. Palmquist dumps it ahead and will dump it down. It's going to be rimmed around. Picked up by Bigglebach in the neutral zone. He forces it ahead. And Palmquist was still coming back on sides. And we'll have a face-off at center ice, I believe. No, they're going to say intentional. That was influenced by the official, by the coach. They say that was an intentional offsides, and that's why it's being brought down into the Stormhawk zone. It'll be Spalding to take the face-off. Face-off one, now up the wall to Spalding. Try to feed it off the wall to go on an odd man rush, and that's cut off. Bigglebach tried to get it out, still kept in by the Hornets, and then it's flipped out of play, and we'll have a face-off at neutral ice as that puck went high over the glass and off the wall outside the ice area. The glass on the half wall here is extremely low, and there's no netting either, so fans beware. Could have pucks into the small stands here. Olson, pass across to Hokanen. Hokanen tried to get it deep, and he lost the handle. Dumped in to Bigglebach. Bigglebach will just throw it out to neutral ice. They'll stick handle and dump it in, and they're offsides. .9 seconds to go. In the opening period, Chaska Chanhassen leads 1-0 on Dylon Olson's almost behind the net goal. Perry getting around one, had it off a skate. Wazanoff whacks at it, and Edina back on the attack. Comes to Girding. Girding's pass to Wisenin. He tried to flip it in, cut off right there at the blue line. Now a 3-on-2 chance for Edina. Shot through a screen into the glove of Brandt. .3 to go now in the first period. Hornets with certainly more possession time, but I wouldn't say that they had the better of the scoring chances. There's a long shot, just missed the post on our near side here. Pushed up to the point, kept in, tip in front, maybe got on net. Wraparound chance coming, cut off by Brandt. Stick handle around Perry, and penalty coming against Dawson Perry for tripping as he was a little too aggressive with his stick. And Edina will end the first period on the power play as Perry will go for tripping with 11.1 seconds to go in the period. I don't believe they resurfaced the ice at the Bantam B1 level on this tournament. I think it's just AA and maybe A that they do that for. Face-off won by Edina up to the point, now to the far wall. Up to the point again, long shot. Scores! Over the shoulder of Brandt. And it's 1-1. Power play goal for Edina with 3 seconds to go in the period. That one hurts. Never want to give up a goal late in a period. Unfortunately, it was a power play goal. It was a clean shot that got through everything and beat Brandt high over his shoulder, and it's 1-1, and it'll remain that 1-1 after one. Olson opened the game with a shot from behind the goal line, extended from the far corner. Got a bounce off of the side of the net and then off the goaltender, I believe, and then a power play goal just moments ago, and Number 4 for the Hornets. A long shot, beat Brandt over his right shoulder, and we're tied after 1. No shots, no stats, none of that stuff. The scoreboard doesn't have shots on them, and I don't have a statistician, so. CCHA will be playing at 11:40 tomorrow against Osu Maple Grove Black. That game will be at Braemar Arena. I think the East Rink at Braemar Arena. And then on Thursday, they'll face St. Louis Park, also at Braemar at the same rink, also at 11:40. And then after that, they could play Thursday evening or sometime Friday, depending on where they finish in the standings. I believe there are 2 pools, and the top teams will face each other from each pool. Or the number 1 team will face 1, 2 will face 2. 15 minutes on the clock, and second period about to get underway. It'll be Kurt's line. Edina controls the face-off. Lost it to Palmquist. Palmquist will skate in with Hromatka. Offsides, but there's Hromatka scores! 11 seconds into the second period, and CCHA regains the lead. I think that was offsides. Palmquist created a turnover in the face-off dot at center ice. Skated in 2-on-2 with Hromatka. Hromatka got behind the defense. Palmquist found him on the far side, and he beats the goaltender low to the stick side, and it's 2-1. That's Hromatka's 9th of the season. And it'll read Hromatka from Palmquist. Now Hromatka again. So Hromatka fighting through a check, gets a shot maybe off the side of the net. He's taken off the puck. Pushed up the wall to Bigglebach. Bigglebach will slap it down to Hromatka. Turns in, trying to feed a streaking Kurt through the slot. Girding escapes nicely. Gives to Hromatka. Hromatka stick handles around, leaves it for Hokanen. Hokanen will slow up, try to feed it in front. It slides to the front, intercepted by the Hornets. And off a body, coming to the near side, off a Kurt stick. He keeps it in, dumps it in. He'll go for a change. No, he won't. Second period, long change for both teams, so you got to be careful of when you're changing here. Long shot, sticked away by Brandt. Fighting through a check is Johnson. Nice job of Johnson to fight through a much bigger player and get the puck up the wall. Whacked at by Kurt, and he'll flip it out to safety. Not really able to go for a change, though. He could do it there, but he will not. He'll stay on. So Kurt and Hromatka out there for an extended period of time, and it's going to slide in softly on Brandt, and he'll wisely get a glove on it. And a face-off. Two-1 Stormhawks with 13:35 to go in the second period. Goals by Olson and Hromatka. Edina centerman thrown out of the face-off circle for some infraction. Pushed up the point, tipped ahead by Olson. Olson off to the races. Olson in, shot goaltender way out. Rebound came to Olson. Now it's flipped down deep. Push up the wall. Spalding pushes his Hornet to the ice. Goes all the way around the dasher. It'll be Hokanen chasing. No idea what's happening down there. Turnaround shot by Olson, going high and wide. Now it's thrown all the way down. It should have an icing. And we will. Good little pressure there by the Stormhawks. Almost a Stormhawks getting the chance to get a 2-goal lead with Olson on a partial breakaway. Goaltender way out of his crease, cutting off that angle.
Let's go, White. Come on, Nolan.
It'll be Weisenen on the face-off. Face-off won by the Hornets, and they'll skate down the right side. Bothered by Girding, gets around Girding, then a nice play by Perry to break up the rush. Comes to the middle, glove save by Brandt. Number 15 in white skated all the way around the net, came out to the high slot, got a shot on, and Brandt saw it all the way into the glove. Face off one back to Bigglebach. Bigglebach hard off the wall. It'll be Perry to tip it, but not out. Push to the far corner. Cuts to the middle. Now to the far side, bouncing puck. Flipped out, kicked away, comes right to Perry. Perry in with Azanoff. Perry around one defender. Now on the far side, or in the near side. We'll skate to the far side. Now to Bigglebach. Bigglebach, his long shot, blocker away. Loose puck in front, shot right on. Rebound comes back to Perry. That was Perry with the initial shot, and he picked up his own rebound, fighting through a check. Gets it in deep, we'll chase it down to the corner. He's pushed off the puck, comes to the Hornets. And they'll rim it around. And almost kept in by Girding. Girding with control will go D to D to Bigglebach. Bigglebach will dump it in. It'll be Perry to forecheck. Turned over to Kurt. Kurt fights through a stick check, and he gets it in down to Hromatka. Hromatka off the end wall, and he goes down. Kept in by Palmquist, but it goes right to an Edina player. Now it's tipped out to neutral ice, across the red line, and dumped into the Stormhawk zone. Will come all the way around to the far side for Johnson. Johnson had to go off his stick, but it come right to Hromatka, and it'll be Palmquist to pick it up with Kurt. Palmquist, his shot, save, and rebound came to the near side. Kurt was going to the far side, which is where you're supposed to go in that situation. But the rebound didn't go to the far side, unfortunately. And Edina on the attack. Long shot off the side of the net and into the netting behind Brandt. 11:02 to go in the second period. Chaska Chanhassen leads 2-1. Face off through some a shot through some traffic. Saved by Brandt. Face off won by Kurt, back to Johnson. He'll flip it high out, bounces over the stick of Palmquist. Touched ahead by the Hornets into Stormhawk zone. Lindell tried to get it out, that's turned away. Edina on the attack, sharp angle shot. Maybe got a piece by Brandt, keep that out. And it's pushed out of the zone. Palmquist creating a turnover, skating in. Palmquist down the left side, shoots. Goaltender again, way out of his crease, cutting off that shot and that angle. Maybe something to learn if you have a chance to maybe fake a shot and skate around the goalie and tuck it in an open net. Here's Hromatka. Hromatka down the left side. Off the goaltender, he fought the rebound for a second, then got a glove on it. Stormhawks with a couple of good opportunities here on partial breaks in this second period. Olson and Palmquist with almost identical looking opportunities in the second period. This is Spalding on the face-off. Not sure who you'd say won that. Here's a long shot, bounces in front, slip behind the goaltender. Oh, a shot by Spalding misses the open net. Had all the time in the world, I think, too, and just hurt it a bit. Loose puck came to the weak side, and Spalding was skating over there and had to quickly turn around to shoot, and I think he just did it a little too quick. Oh, and a shot from the right circle beats Brandt low to his right side, and perhaps he was off his angle a little bit there. And boy, how quickly things can change. What looked like a near sure 3-1 lead comes the other way, and it's 2-2 with 9:47 to go in the second period. Perhaps had Brandt leading a little bit to his left, and puck kind of went against the grain, and it beat him to his right, just by his right toe. There's a long shot, that kicked away by the right toe of Brandt. Goaltender, or player in the crease, no call coming there. This should be blowing that dead with the player in the crease. Picked up by Spalding, pushed off the puck, comes to Hromatka. And you can see Edina with a jolt of energy after that goal. Here's Bigglebach up the wall to Hromatka. Tried to fight through a defenseman. He does. He had a streaking Olson. Now here is Olson picking up a loose puck created by Spalding. Hromatka on it. Hromatka, turnaround pass, cut off, comes right back to Hromatka. All in front and reaching for it is Olson, but he can only get one hand on his stick and couldn't get anything on the puck. Now it's flipped in by the Hornets. Stopped by Brandt. Brandt doesn't know that there's a Hornet attacking there. There's a shot softly off the side of the net. Pace has picked up. Here come the Hornets to the short side. Stopped by Brandt. Loose puck. Saved by Brandt on the rebound. As that puck was on end and didn't get much on it. And the pace has certainly picked up since that last Hornet lamplighter. Hornets win the face-off. Kicked away by Azanoff, and it's almost fed back to Azanoff. Dump back in, that's offsides, they don't call it. And flipped out by Johnson to neutralize. Chased down by Azanoff, but tipped ahead by the Hornets. Back on the attack. Into the zone. Bother from behind by Olson. Then Johnson gets it out to Perry. Perry 1-on-2. Perry tried to stick handle around and jump behind the defenseman. That's turned right over. And the Hornets on the attack. Pass in front is tipped away. There's a high cross check you could have called. They don't call it. And now it's dumped out by Perry. Off the wall. Stick handles around Wiseman, back on the attack. Lindell slows up the rush, but here come the Hornets. Sharp angle shot, looking to go short side, and he missed the net entirely. Bouncing shot misses everything. Will bounce to Perry. Perry will flip it high and down, and I think we'll have icing as the puck will roll across the goal line. With 7:22 to go in the second period, scores tied. We're just over halfway through this game.
Let's go!
Face-off won by the Hornets. It'll be Girding in the far corner. Bounces to Kurt. Back to Girding. Girding ahead to Hromatka. Hromatka across to Palmquist. Got to slow up for the puck. Try to feed it through the middle to Kurt. Now it's going to bounce back to Palmquist. Flipped ahead to the blue line, but that's cut off by a Edina defenseman. Hromatka on the loose puck. Now in his own zone. They'll dump it across to Girding. His little toe pick there goes off the wall, and then bouncing puck in front of the penalty box, dumped back in. Girding over skates. Here come the Hornets on the attack. Shot doesn't come on. It will bounce to Bigglebach. Bigglebach through the middle in his skates, finds it again, flips it ahead for Hromatka. Hromatka loses the race to that puck. As that's it. Now at the top of the slot, long shot, going high and wide to the blocker side. Stormhawks can't quite get anything going possession-wise. Up to the point, not out. Up to the far point. Shot through some traffic, saved by Brandt. Turnaround, rebound shot doesn't get through. And then it's tipped in on the far side, and the Hornets have their first lead. You can kind of feel the goal coming as that group of Stormhawks were out there for a while. 6:06 to go in the second period. Edina has their first lead, 3-2. It's just a scramble in front, and the loose puck is tipped into the net on the far side. Johnson off the wall. Bumped ahead by Hromatka. Olson almost able to get around. He'll chase down on the forecheck. He'll be pushed around the far wall. Cut off by Spalding. Now Spalding again. Spalding trying to fight through several Hornet sticks, and instead they come up with it. Hornets on the attack. Shot blocked. Bounces to the far side. Now behind. Edina still with control. Up to the left point. Dumped in deep. Off of Lindell's knee. He'll pick up the loose puck there. Gets around one forechecker. Gives it up to Olson. Olson to Spalding. Spalding on the attack down the left side. Cuts to the middle. In front to Hokanen. Oh, he had the open net and just missed it. Lindell keeps it in, dumps it deep. Great pass by Ryan Spalding to find Hokanen on the far side, and Hokanen just had the wrong angle on his stick and wasn't able to tuck it in the weak side open net. Now it's flipped high into the Stormhawk zone. We'll miss Brandt, and we'll have an icing. And a face-off in Stormhawk territory. Chaska Chanhassen is going to, if they lose this game, they're going to look back on those two opportunities with open nets on the weak side and unable to get the puck in those opportunities. Spalding had one, Hokanen had the other. This will be Weisenen on the face-off. Face-off won by the Hornets. They've won, I have to say, at least 60% of the face-offs in this game. One touch pass to the red line. Skating in. Slides to the circle, bouncing puck, and it's in. Shot through the legs of a defender, and it beats Brandt. I don't think he saw that cleanly. I think it beat him 5-hole. And it's 4-2 Hornets in the second period. 4:39 to go in the second. What? I don't know what you're saying. 4-2 with 4.5 minutes to go. And Chaska Chanhassen will now have to come from 2 goals back. Here's a chance in front. Slides out to Perry. Perry fighting through a check. Gives to Azanoff, back to Perry. Perry lost it at the blue line. Still bouncing. Comes to Azanoff. Bouncing puck in front. Shot. And eventually finds its way to the netminder, and he gets his glove on it, and we'll get a face-off. Twice in the last meeting between these two teams, Chaska Chanhassen came from behind, 2-goal deficit to eventually tie the game up and take the lead, so it's something they certainly can do. It'll be Kurt on the draw. Face-off one, you guessed it, by the Hornets. Loose puck chased down by Kurt in his skates, looking for some help from Hromatka. Pushed up the wall, gonna slide out to Girding. Girding stopped and kept that puck in. Bounces to Kurt. Kurt tried to get it over to Hromatka. Now it's in the skates of Kurt. He tries to kick it back to Hromatka. They battle for it along the half wall on the far side. And it slides out to the Hornets, who will skate down on the attack. 1-on-3. Going over the glove and wide of Brandt. Bigglebach fighting with a couple of Hornet forecheckers. Loose puck comes to Hromatka. Hromatka will skate up with Kurt. 2-on-4. Hromatka gets through the initial check almost. Getting help from Kurt down low. Bounces behind the net. Palmquist turnaround shot. Couldn't elevate it enough to get it over the goaltender, who was down. Now Lindell will rim it all the way around. We'll see if Johnson will pinch. He will not, as the puck didn't have much on it. Kept in nicely by Johnson. And he's still holding the line. Eventually it's pushed out. Hromatka waits for Palmquist to clear. And by that point, it was cut off by the Hornets. Lindell in his own zone to Kurt, hard off the wall and down, and it'll be off icing. (4-2) Hornets lead with 2:44 to go in the second period. Chaska Chanhassen looked what was going to be a 3-1 lead. And then a 3-2 lead, I believe. And both times they miss an open net. There's a shot, goes high over Brandt. And we'll have a face-off yet neutralized now. A couple of missed opportunities, and that's all you need against one of the top teams in the state. You need those opportunities against one of the top teams in the state. Here's Hokanen. Hokanen pushed into the wall. Spalding gets it into the zone. Edina on the attack. Lindell in his own zone. We'll go around Brandt. Lost control there. Hornet pass in front, intercepted by Johnson. Johnson fighting through a couple of forecheckers, and he'll flip it all the way down. Might slide on net. It does. Nice breakout there by the Hornets. Into the zone, long shot. Sticked away by Brandt. Rebound comes up high, kept in by the Hornets. Hornet defenders very aggressive in keeping the puck in, as you see right there. Turnaround shot right on, saved by Brandt. He had that cut off. Loose puck shot off the side of the net. And Chaska Chanhassen can't break out as they just are rimming it around the wall. And Lindell says that's enough of that, and I'll ice it. Stormhawk breakout is struggling to do exactly that, break out. So it'll be Wiseman on the draw for the Stormhawks. Face off one cleanly by the Hornets. Up to the point. Long shot misses, going to the far side. Shoveled up to the point. Pressured by Azanoff. Forces the puck out of the zone. Now Azanoff trying to find a puck as the Edina player went down. One of the things that this Edina team does very well is when they get the puck on their stick, their first thing is have their head up looking at their options. So long shot blocked by Perry, and Perry almost able to go down on the breakaway. Perry, nice job to lift the stick of the Edina defenseman, but a good back check by the Hornets slows up any rush. Slash? I'm not sure how you call that a slash. His stick was on the ice. What do I know? It's a puck. Shot from the point, deflected on net, went off of Brandt's pad to the near side, and then it's tucked in the open net. Not a lot Brandt could do. He was expecting a harder shot, and it was deflected on, and it's 5-2, and now it's looking pretty ugly for the Stormhawks. Another goal in the last minute of the period. Edina had one in the first to tie it at 1, and now they have one in the second with 42.7 seconds to go. Edina wins the face-off again. Here's Lindell. Long shot and misses the net. You didn't see it because I was not turning the camera. Here's Hromatka, lost it in his skates. Clock hadn't started. Now it has. Pass in front, goes off the side of the net, off of Lindell's stick. Now it's Lindell on it, feeds it ahead, and that's out of reach of Palmquist, all the way down for an icing. 26.2. They probably should run the clock for about 10 seconds as they had that. They didn't start it. .26 to go. Stormhawks definitely can't afford to allow a goal here in the waning moments of the second period. Pass in front, intercepted by Lindell. Lindell will shovel it to the side. Bouncing shot, or a long shot, knocked down in front by an Edina player. Lindell off of Hromatka's stick and out. Under 10 seconds to play. Hromatka tried to leave it for Kurt. Kurt goes in. And that'll do it for the second period. 5-2, Hornets lead after 2. In a goal-filled second period, Hornets outscore the Stormhawks 4-1 in that period. Again, Chaska Chanhassen next in action tomorrow at 11:40 a.m. against Austin Maple Grove Black. Stormhawks with an awfully tough draw in this tournament as they face the number 1 team in the state in Edina White, and then presumably a good Austin Maple Grove team, as their teams are almost always good. And then we'll take on St. Louis Park, who I know nothing about. Typically, you would expect that game to be the most winnable of the 3. Chaska Chanhassen on an extended winless streak. I think it's up to 6 or 7 games. think they're 0-3-3, perhaps 0-4-3, something like that in their last 6 or 7. And the struggle for this team typically has been scoring goals. They typically don't allow a lot of goals, but it's the getting that fourth goal has been kind of the Achilles heel of this team. A lot of times, if you can get to 4, you are in a good opportunity to win the game, especially with a goaltender like Nathan Brandt, who typically doesn't allow more than 3. It'll be Spalding, Hokanen, and Olson. This line has had almost all of the chances in this game, including the 2 that they want back. Spalding had an open net. Hokanen had a golden scoring opportunity. There it is again. Edina doing an excellent job of cutting off the wall. Hokanen, his pass behind Olson. He's going to chase it down, negate icing. And Edina with the pass, and they'll come out with it. Dumped in. And they score. Not sure what happened there. I kind of missed it. Shot from the near side wall. I think just beats Brandt. I think it just went off of him at an awkward angle. And he's a little frustrated, you can tell. 6-2 Hornets with 14:23 to go in the third period. Now Chaska Chanhassen just looking for a little pride here in this third period. Never know, get the next one. You never know if you can find your way back into this game. Long shot, shouldered away by Brandt. Comes to Lindell, up to Azanoff. He can't handle it, and it's kept in by the Hornets. Turnaround pass, slides all the way across to Perry. Perry tries to give it to Wiesen, and it's behind him, intercepted. Come the Hornets in, tipped away by Lindell. And now it's Lindell with it. He'll feed it all the way down, and we'll miss the Edina net, so we'll have an icing. Let's see if we can at least start winning face-offs. This face-off off of Kurt's stick, but right to an Edina player. There's a shot blocker save by Brandt to the far side. Girding's clearing attempt is cut off. Bounces to Lindell. He'll throw it around the wall for Johnson to step onto it. Johnson up the wall, but not out. And yeah, Brandt seems to be fighting it a little bit today. He tried to stop that puck there easily with his stick or his glove, and he just missed it. So he's fighting the puck a little bit, and that happens from time to time for goaltenders. This face-off one clearly off the wall and not out. Dumped in by the Hornets. It will be Bigglebach first on the puck. Stick handles around 1. Touches it over. It'll be Kurt on the puck. Across the red line. Hokanen. There's a shot by Kurt. Blocker save. Edina parents apparently aren't happy with a 6-2 lead and want even more power plays. They wanted an interference on Hromatka. I think that was pretty much inadvertent contact as he was holding up before going into the zone. And Kurt got a shot off, blocker save, and then no rebound coming. Kurt goes in awkwardly against the wall. Puck slides to the Hornets, who will flip it out and down, and they'll chase it down. Nope, we'll have an icing. And the Stormhawks will go for a change. So they're going to have Palmquist play some defense here for Chaska Chanhassen. I don't know if somebody is injured or just getting a little bit of bench time. Here's Hokanen. Hokanen up to the blue line, but not in. Hokanen cuts off a outlet pass. Hokanen through the middle. Tried to give it across to Olson, and that's cut off, and back on the attack come the Hornets. Spalding, the red line, and into the Hornet zone. Spalding chasing. Now it's Hokkanen. Hokkanen fanned on pass. Olson fed in front to Spalding. Shot, save, rebound, scores! Spalding gets his second of the game. And it's 6-3. That's what Chaska Chanhassen needed. With a lot of time of the... it's not his second of the game. Should have been his second of the game. Spalding's 10th of the season. Should have been his second because he had that open net from earlier in the game. 6-3 with about 12 minutes to play. Good check thrown there by the Stormhawks as the Hornets were on the attack. Pass by Olson doesn't make it. Now it's Hokkanen. Hokkanen across to Olson. He can't handle the pass. And a penalty coming against Edina. And now it's Olson goes in awkwardly right in front of us here. Let's see if he's all right. Favoring his left leg a little bit. I didn't see the call, so it'll be a penalty against the Hornets for something with 12:04 to go in the third period. Good opportunity for, was it tripping? Okay. Chaska Chanhassen to get within 2. You never know. Loose puck to the Hornets. They get it out, and we'll see if it goes all the way down for icing. It will not, as Johnson will get onto it. Johnson will flip it ahead, bounces over Perry. And I don't think that was the time to do that breakout pass, as Johnson had time to make a couple or make a outlet pass. Now Johnson fighting through a stick check. Will feed it through the middle. Wiseman gets it on his backhand, trying to protect the puck. Drops it over to Perry. Perry, sharp angle shot off the tip of the glove and into the netting behind. Good opportunity there on the power play for the Stormhawks, and they say no. It was shot cleanly by Perry. Nope. They talk about it, and then they say it was off the goaltender's glove, and so it stays in the zone. 1:25 left to go on the power play. Face-off won by the Stormhawks to Perry. Perry tried to fight through a check. Now it's rimmed around for Palmquist. Palmquist down to Perry. Perry's cut off. Comes out to Palmquist. Palmquist will throw it all the way around to be Azanoff first on it. Azanoff up to the point to Bigglebach. Bigglebach off the wall, down back to Azanoff, back to Bigglebach. Bigglebach back to Azanoff. Azanoff back to Bigglebach. Bigglebach long shot, tipped wide. Now Perry around the end wall to Azanoff. Azanoff looking at his options. Has Wiseman alone for a moment, but I don't think Azanoff could get on that puck cleanly. I can't see that corner. Azanoff up the wall to Bigglebach. Bigglebach will go D to D to Palmquist. Palmquist long shot going high. Going to come all the way around to Bigglebach. Bigglebach bothered at the point. He'll dump it in deep for Wiseman. Now Perry down in the corner. Perry comes out in front. Perry, his shot turned away and thrown off the skate of Hromatka at the red line. Hromatka will have to skate in 1-on-5. Don't turn it over here as the Stormhawks are going for a change. Hromatka in, down the right side. Hromatka gets an angle and can't get the shot off, and then it's turned over or thrown to center ice. It's Girding. Girding has it taken off of his stick. Comes to Palmquist. Penalty is over. We're skating 5-on-5 with under 10 minutes to play. There's Lindell behind his own net. Gives it up to Girding. Girding to Kurt off the wall, but couldn't regather it. Turned over to Hromatka, across to Kurt. We'll see if he can get on that puck first. He got a stick onto it, but he couldn't get any deeper. And it's thrown to the far side. It'll be Lindell. Lindell off the wall in front of the penalty box. Girding will flip it in. Up the wall, cut off by Palmquist. Palmquist been out there for a while. Palmquist bothered by 3 Hornets and taken down. No call coming. And Hornets on a 3-on-2 rush up the other way. Loose puck out the near side, pushed away. Dumped into the corner by Lindell. And this group of Stormhawks have been out here for a while. 3-on-2 if they hurry. Hromatka down the left side. Has it taken off of his stick. The approval of some Hornet fans. Comes up to Johnson. His shot going wide, looking for a tip in front. Kurt takes a check, fighting through a couple of Hornets. Kicks it down deep, but that's right to a Hornet defenseman who will skate it out. Cross ice pass. Gain the red line. They fan on it. It will go to Bigglebach. Bigglebach off the end wall to Johnson. Johnson. His pass intercepted. Here come the Hornets. There, he tried to go against the grain and just missed the net. Spalding now up the wall to Olson. Olson can't get it out. Hornets just hounding the puck. Now trying to cut in front. Shots stopped by Brandt. Johnson up to Olson again. And the Hornets cut off it, but Olson fights through that and will skate up with it. Olson cuts to the middle, leaves for Spalding, and he's cut off nicely. Poking in, will dump it down for Olson. Flipped off the wall, down to Bigglebach. His long shot, sticked away. An awkward save there, as it not a lot of mustard on that shot. Palmquist knocked down the puck. Here comes the Hornets' potential 2-on-1. Good back pressure by Palmquist, negating that rush. And then it's fed out to neutral ice. Knocked down by Olson. Olson in. His shot scores! Olson created a turnover in the Hornet zone. And the Hornets rally, or the Stormhawks rally continues. Olson's second of the game, his 9th of the season. Still plenty of time left for the Stormhawks to get back in this game. It's 6-4 with 7:10 to go. Good effort there by Dylon Olson, creating a turnover, getting on the puck, and just beating the goaltender high. Ooh, that shot didn't miss by much, and Brandt didn't react much to it. Puck comes across to Johnson. Tried to feed it to Azanoff, and that's cut off. Edina pass in front, turned away, and goes to the far side. It'll be Perry on it. Perry will flip it ahead, kick it ahead, and fights through a couple checks down the right side. Taken down, no call coming. Oh, now a call is coming. And the Stormhawks to go on Stormhawks go on their third power play, third power play of the game. Perry doing a good job, keep moving his feet, fighting through a check, and then got a stick in his skates, and he goes down, drawing the tripping minor. 6:38 to go in the third period. Stormhawks with a little bit of life. Power play, trailing just by 2. Perry, turnaround slap shot, misses everything. Loose puck almost comes out to Weisenen. Off the glass, kept in by Lindell, just inside the blue line. Then it's pushed out by the Hornets. Weisenen across to Johnson. Johnson now across to Perry. His pass to the middle is cut off and dumped in by the Hornets. It'll be Johnson first on it. Johnson up to Azanoff. Azanoff, his pass off a skate, back to Johnson. Now up to Weisenen. Weisenen, one-touch pass, and this is this Stormhawks have struggled with this season. Is it's not so much the play in zone, it's the getting the play up the ice, getting the puck up the ice. Perry says, "I'll just take it myself." Perry up the right side. He says, Perry pushed off of it. It'll be Kurt now on it. Up the wall to Palmquist. Long shot, save. Nope. Both Stormhawks just stood there and watched Palmquist shoot it instead of flashing to the net, and that made an easy save and no rebound opportunity for Chaska Chanhassen. 55 seconds to go on the power play. Kurt wins it back to Palmquist. Shot, save. This time Kurt and Girding were going to the net looking for a rebound. See how key it is to win faceoffs on the power play. See if Kurt can do it again. This one's a draw. Going to bounce to the blue line and over the stick of Palmquist. He'll chase it down in his own zone. Gives to Bigglebach. Bigglebach behind Kurt. And it'll be Edina with it in their own zone. Now Bigglebach in the neutral zone to Palmquist. To Girding, it's off of his stick. And dumped in, bouncing, rolling puck will go behind Brandt. Come right to the side of the net. Bigglebach first on it. He'll fight through one forechecker and skate it up himself. Bigglebach with some speed. And lost control. And a good play there by number 7 in white, who was able to get it out of the zone with a couple of nice, calm stick handling plays. Clock is running and the power play is about to expire. The clock ran after that whistle went. They need to add some time back to the clock, as I think they're just going to hold the clock for a moment. I think they're going to hold it for 5 seconds. Kept in by Olson. He flips it in, but off the netting, and then now they say the power play is over. 5-on-5 with 4:36 to play now. Hornets lead 6-4. Stormhawks trailed 6-2. They've got 2 in this period. Trying to mount a comeback. Certainly not outside the realm of possibility here. It's dumped in. One official waved the offsides. The other said no. We'll have a third face-off right here in this dot. That one's one back to Johnson, dumped in off of Olson, and Edina on the puck. And the Hornets will break out on the attack. Bothered from behind by Spalding, fronted by Johnson. Shot saved by Brandt. Brent hasn't seen a lot of shots in the last several minutes, so that had to feel good to get one and get a nice clean save on it.
Come on, Nolan!
Hornets with eventual control off the face-off. Pass to the high slot. Shot just missed the far post, or the near post from where we are. Dumped into the far corner. Now behind Brandt. Edina with it, looking for a pass. Tried to feed it in front. That's intercepted by Lindell. Throws it into the corner. Now it's Olson. Will skate out. Olson with Hokanen. He's cut off. Loose puck. Shoveled out by the Hornets. Bigglebach's pass. Misses everything. Wasn't offsides as the puck never got into the zone. Olson to Hokanen, who dumps it in. Palmquist will cut it off there, but Edina with a stick on it to get it out. Azanoff across to Bigglebach. He's got to hurry. He's got a couple Hornets coming. Now they go on the attack. Shot blocker saved by Brandt. To the high slot. Now comes out to the left side. A whack at it and fanned on it. Now able to regather and dump in deep. And CCHA is going to have to start pressing a lot more than they have been in this period. Dumped all the way down. No icing as Edina was the one errant pass that created that. Good pressure by Azanoff. Loose puck comes out to Wiesen and shot. Save, rebound. Dumped in front and a power play penalty coming against Edina. Roughing call against, I believe, number 3 in white. I think Perry was dumped in front of the net, or to the side of the net. Yep, we'll have a roughing penalty against Edina and CCHA. Put the penalty up on the wrong side of the board, but we'll have a power play with 2:36 to go. And we'll see if Brandt comes out of the net at some point. Kurt wins this face-off back to Girding. Girding's pass didn't get much on it. Tried to give it up to Lindell, and it's dumped all the way down by the Hornets. And the Hornets want the puck a little bit more. They're the first one on it. Push off the side of the net. It'll be Palmquist for Hromatka to Lindell to Kurt. Kurt tried to give, no, that was Girding. Girding tried to give it to Kurt. Now it's pushed off the stick by Palmquist. Lindell, long cross-ice pass to Hromatka. Hromatka has Kurt going to the middle. Kurt alone, in, and cut off. Nice play by the goaltender. Kurt looking to go 5-hole. Long shot, looking for a tip by Hromatka. Brandt out of the net for the extra attacker. Turned over to Weisenen. Weisenen, in. His shot's turned away. He's pushed into the wall. Kurt tips it over to Girding. Then Hromatka. Hromatka in the corner. Try to get around a check. He's pushed off the puck. Pushed to the corner. Picked up by Kurt. Will dump it in. Got to skate to the puck hard now. Thrown all the way down. Oh, they wave it. Say Palmquist got a piece of it. And so no icing. 1:28 to play in the period. Pass intercepted. No, it bounces to Hromatka. Hromatka in. That's offsides. Spalding just a step offsides. And we'll have a face-off at neutral ice. 1:21 left to go in the third period. 45 seconds to go on the power play. Brandt will go back into the net. Kurt with a golden opportunity to pull this game within one off a nice pass from Hromatka. He tried to stick handle his way and beat the goaltender to the 5-hole, but he cut that off nicely. And it dumped out off his Bigelbach's stick. He'll chase down it to Hokkinen. Hokkinen's pass finds Olson. Olson in alone. Olson. Oh, he fanned on it. Just didn't get enough on that shot. Missed the net. Brandt to the bench for Hromatka will replace him. Bouncing for a flip puck. Glove down by the Hornets. Comes to Spalding. Spalding in way off sides was Olson. 9 seconds left to go on the penalty and 44.7 to go in the third period. And they're going to need a miracle at this point. But you got to admire the push that the Stormhawks have given since going down 6-2. They have won this third period so far. Here's a pass off the wall to Palmquist. Palmquist fed it ahead, and it looks like it'll be icing. No, they wave it apparently. And it's cleared all the way back down. And they wave that icing, and that does it for the power play, and pretty much will do it for the game. Shot save in front by Bigelbach. And under 10 seconds to play. Last gasp effort by the Stormhawks. Flipped ahead. Glove down by Edina. Off of Olson's shin guard and into the zone, and that'll do it. Edina survives and wins 6-4. Coming from behind to defeat the Stormhawks for the second straight time. Chaska-Chanhassen lost 5-4 in their first meeting, 6-4 in their second. And it's those two near goals, those misses really haunt now, as that could have been a tie game if they score those two. Nevertheless, Edina White with a 6-4 win over Chaska-Chanhassen Gold. They move to 1-0 in the tournament. Stormhawks 0-1. They'll face Aussie Maple Grove Black tomorrow at 11:40 at Braemar Arena. I don't have shots for this game. I can tell you Olson led the team with 2 goals. Spalding and Hromatka with the other 2. So that does it from Minnesota Made Ice Center. Edina White 6, Chaska-Chanhassen Gold 4. This game brought to you by Edge Tech Hockey. Thanks for watching.